Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, children of all ages. What is going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993, and we are here live, because in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. What's going on, guys? Again, we are live, and this is my live review of last night's episode of Friday Night Smackdown, man. The March 10th, 2023 edition of Smackdown. And it took place right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the way to quote Mick Foley for his horrible botch back in 2016. Yes, again, if you don't follow me on my YouTube, Instagram page, I was there live in person, and I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good show. I mean, one or two little things that was kind of like a little bit of filler. I feel like the shows have slowly gotten a little bit better. Like, it's a slow, gradual increase in momentum, but it feels like it's gaining some steam. Again, there was a few little filler episodes in there of these shows, but it was definitely a one that was building up pretty darn good, and I think we got a lot of more like a clear path to WrestleMania. Couple little weird, hokey things, but I still thought this was a fun show to attend. I had a great time last night. But again, I heard the fact that I got lost because construction downtown and GPS sucked and wanted me to make a U-turn on the Liberty Bridge. Not happening. But no, I thought it was fun. It was a good show to attend. I have no clue when they're coming back, though. But this probably, because the AEW is coming here next month, this probably was the last show I will attend at least till after my wedding. Because, again, I'm trying to just watch myself with my expenses. Because I'm starting to pay some bills on the house. I got a car I'm going to be buying soon, hopefully. And again, we got a wedding. 111 days till the man is a married man. And, of course, the fiancé will be superior to any female out there. Because she is the fiancé of the man as well. Hopefully you heard me say that. No, I'm not putting a good word for her as always. But without further ado, we're going to roll in and talk about this show. Because I do have a couple of things I want to do before I go to bed tonight. And just a reminder, we lose an hour of sleep tonight. That sucks, but it is what it is. So let's check the live chat. Looks like we've got Lauren, Tyler, and Wrestling News 365. Lauren asks, do you think Ray will retire at Mania knowing he just got inducted? We'll get to that shortly. When do you think we'll see an Orton return? I have no idea when Orton's coming back. I feel like he would have been back by Rumble, but apparently his back injuries are further impacting him. So I have no idea when he will be back. Although I did hear he was designing some gear recently also, so maybe after Mania at the earliest. We'll have to wait and see. We got Tyler. He thought it was a great show and gave it an A. Nice. Are you going to Mania? No, not this year. Maybe next year, but not definite. Drew heel turn soon. I don't know if because someone even said it to me last night. I don't know if this is leading to a Drew heel turn, really. But, you never know. We'll see. The scarf suits you. This is again, this is supposed to be me, like, somewhat, impersonating MJF, even though I'm sure he does not wear a Feeling Oozy t-shirt, as I wore today. Let me see here. Split the world and tag titles. They need to start adding more matches to the WrestleMania. We got 22 days until WrestleMania 39. They've teased, I think most of them they've teased. I think they're just about done, like, teasing them. Some of them just have to be made a little more official. I think Drew McIntyre versus Guns are going to happen at WrestleMania 39. I think it's going to lead to a triple threat. I think next week will somehow end the controversy, and they will indeed make it a triple threat. Congrats on Rey Mysterio going to the Hall of Fame. Definitely a nice surprise there, but a great addition, of course, to his story with his son, Dominic. Who do you think deserves to break Ric Flair's record? I don't know. I know someone said they pitched an idea. Of course, that is if Orton is ever able to return. To somehow have Orton tie Cena, and they both have their final match together at WrestleMania to determine who will break the record. We'll see. Let me see where we are here. Who do you... Mysterio or Batista headlining? Well, Batista's not been announced yet, but I think if he gets announced, he will probably headline. I'm hoping to do a very basic predicted card. I'm gonna try a card prediction one again. Who will induct Ray? Who was it they announced? Conan or someone they announced already is gonna be inducting Ray into the Hall of Fame. But I'm gonna get rolling in here and talk about this show because it is 11:05. Still gotta take my nice relaxing weekend bath to relieve myself a little bit. So I will get started with this. Keep coming with your thoughts in the live chat, guys. One thing I noticed that did not happen on this show is we got no progression with the story with Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt. Even though any tease that happens really has not gotten anything further. Well, to be honest, but I'm surprised that they didn't address that show that episode even. Not episode. What am I thinking? Address that feud any further on this show. Although, speaking of that feud, there was some interesting reports that people have been assuming that Alexa Bliss, who has not been seen since her loss to Bianca Belair at Rumble, there's been some assumption that she's gone on hiatus. But they had what's it called now? She tweeted she was not on hiatus, they know where to find me. Which of course makes me wondering, even more concerned as to what is going on with this whole Bray Wyatt storyline. Not just with Bobby Lashley, but this whole character in general. I'm just wondering what the heck is going on, because she was involved in the storyline, and now she's not been seen. And again, he's just gone dead ice cold. And this match at Mania, it's just like I'm not too excited for it. So that's some weird booking there. But we'll see, of course, what happens. But I did want to mention that. Also, no Roman Reigns on the show tonight. I was surprised, especially since Jay turned on Sami. I was surprised that Roman was not here. They kind of teased it because Jay said he wanted to speak to the tribal chiefs and tell him I'm here, something like that. So yeah, I am very surprised that Roman was not on the show either. But other than that, again, I enjoyed it. Again, couple little nitpicks, but I felt the stuff that was like... And here's the thing, too. The WrestleMania card is going to be smaller this year. I'm thinking 12 matches in total over both nights. 6 on night 1, 6 on night 2. I feel like there is going to be stuff that's not too related to WrestleMania. So it might be why some of these shows don't feel like they're as hanging out of the ballpark as they should be. But again, the stuff I feel like that's very important on this, important for Mania that's building right now. I think hit really well on this show. So yeah, let's just roll in, talk about the SmackDown, and we'll go from there. We open up with Paul Heyman waiting to greet the Usos as they arrive. He's all smiles for Jay, but he wants to see Roman Reigns. Heyman cuts him off and tells him the tribal chief is so proud and so is he. Jay says when he finds out where Roman is, he should tell him he's here. He's got something to say to him, it sounds like. So then an interviewer rolled up and Jay said he'll say everything he needs to say in the middle of the ring tonight. Jimmy adds that Kayla should go talk to Cody Rhodes and ask him why he's all up in the Bloodline's business if she wants to be nosy. And of course, Paul Heyman had nothing to say at that moment. Then we opened up with the Fatal 5-Way match for number one contendership for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. It was Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Karrion Kross versus L.A. Knight. Let me talk to you. Yeah! That's all the people sitting next to me kept saying all night. Yeah! So I just got on the yeah train last night. And then Xavier Woods. Originally, it was supposed to be Kofi Kingston in this match. But Kofi apparently suffered an injury and he's going to be out for 5 weeks. I do remember when I saw that they had announced that Kofi got hurt. Part of me was hoping that they would surprise us and bring back Big E. But nope. I got my hopes up a little bit, but not too much. But no, Big E is not back yet. Xavier Woods, though, took his place. And the match was pretty good. I liked it. Sheamus got everyone with the 10 beats of the Bound Room except for Drew. Of course, I don't think they ever really fought each other, but there was, teases of them, and then someone else would get in the middle, break it up, and cause them to fight others. Karrion Kross and L.A. Knight teamed up for a little bit in the match, but, so good. The ending, though, was a little bit weird. Out of the blue, 2 referees got in. And then Sheamus and McIntyre each hit their finishers and went for covers simultaneously. The part of it with 2 referees being there really kind of threw me off a bit because it was so random. Like, there was no rule saying that there was allowed to be 2 referees. But basically, the match went to a draw because they both simultaneously pinned someone else. Now, I think if there wasn't 2 referees, this would have looked a little bit better than it did. But with 2 referees, that's where it was kind of like, that was random. Like, why is that there? Unless if it comes out storyline-wise later that one of them paid the other. So, of course, it's kind of like all repeating the whole thing with, Cena and Batista from the 2005 Rumble was, he won! No, he won! Like, all that jazz. And then later on, instead of just announcing a triple threat, which we were all in the crowd chanting, triple threat! Triple threat! Triple threat! It was announced later on that next week we'll have a one-on-one match with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Because also Gunther ranted to Adam Pearce saying that, I said competitor, singular. Competitors is plural. So he wants no triple threat. So, we have to wait another week and see, of course, if somehow this ends up getting them to doing a triple threat, or if it's just going to be a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. We'll have to wait and see for that. But that's how the show had opened up. Then we have Caleb Braxton finding Paul Heyman again be interviewed. He admits he wasn't paying attention to a question about Jey Uso, but he wants to talk about Cody Rhodes. He mentions how Roman's been champion for nearly 1,000 days, and every time a new challenger comes along, he talks to Paul about how to handle them. Do they do like gangsters, play mind games so that the opponent is beaten before they even get in the ring? Or do they tell the truth that the Bloodline are the greatest of all time? He'll be honest. Cody Rhodes is a stylistic nightmare and the one man he never wanted to see against Roman. And Roman said the most gangster thing to do could do to him is smash him with the truth. Because the truth will put emotional baggage on Cody such that when he walks into the ring at WrestleMania, he'll already be beaten. And then the only story left for Cody to tell will be when he takes shoulders off the mat after beating, pinned, and then he has to pick the time and place when he finally acknowledges his tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And then we are told that we are going to be getting our first inductee announced into the WWE 2023 class of 2023 Hall of Fame. So I'm sitting there and I am wondering if it's going to be Batista. So I've heard rumors of him being a headliner. Instead, though, shocking surprise, the first inductee is none other than Rey Mysterio, which, yes, he deserved in Hall of Fame. I was shocked, though, because I thought they would wait till maybe he retired, but he basically has got nothing left to do. But it fits in really well with the story with him and Dominic. So, of course, it does have questions for me wondering and for questions for all of you wondering. Is this going to be Rey Mysterio's last match? Will he be retiring? It's a very interesting time, convenient time for where Ray, I don't know why I said Ray, is getting his this match announced now. So, his Hall of Fame being inducted now. So Ray comes out and we're all chanting, "You deserve it." He goes to talk about his induction until out comes his SOB son, Dominic Mysterio. And he calls and the rest of the Judgment Day, and Dominic calls his father pathetic, and he says he's a washed up old man being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Who wants that? Well, Dom, most of these guys that are getting inducted are now washed up old men, so it's kind of doesn't make sense there. But he says Rhea was right, and he's ashamed to be Rey's son. Then out came Legado del Fantasma, again, which was interesting because they've had Santos Escobar going down this face route, and a whole team of Legado del Fantasma came out and defended Rey Mysterio. Escobar says Rey may have let go of what Dominic did last week, but he hasn't. And he wants to, and I guess apparently Legado del Fantasma and Judgment Day are supposed to have a match later tonight, but he wants to fight now. So I'm guessing this means that Legado del Fantasma definitely is a babyface team now, which I will do a turn alert on before the end of the weekend. Maybe tonight, we'll see. So then we have a match. It was not too bad between Judgment Day and Legado del Fantasma. Judgment Day win with a leg trap inside cradle from Dom Dom, or ex-Con Dom, on Cruz del Toro. Afterwards, of course, during the match, towards the end of the match, Dom just did a baseball slide, and of course, he just went straight for his father and took out Ray. Ray, though, finally snapped and got in and tried to get into the match, and we're all chanting, is this gonna be when Ray just jumps in and beats up his son? But while referee's distracted, again, Dom took advantage, did the leg trap inside cradle, and afterwards, Dom gets on the mic to taunt his dad some more. and says he wants to have a man-to-man, heart-to-heart with him, asking the Judgment Day pals to clear the ring. He says, Ray, the only Hall of Fame you should be in is the Deadbeat Dad Hall of Fame. He should have been Eddie's son, and Ray begs his son to listen, but Dom shoves him into the ropes, trying to pick a fight with him. He wanted to pick a fight. It's like, Daddy, I want you to pick a fight with me. Yeah, Aleister Black. I just listened to his interview on Oral Sessions with Renee Young the other day, and I heard a little more than I did in the Chris Jericho one. So I was interested to hear about the stuff leading up to his release. Although, let me just mention this also. I also listened to the episode where Renee was on break because she just gave birth to the baby, I guess, and Jon Moxley filled in for her, and it was an Ask Mox session. Moxley was awkward with how he was like, welcome to Oral Sessions, Jon Moxley. Like, he sounded a little odd, but, you know, it's Jon Moxley. But anyways, so yeah, so then Don goes to attack Ray, and then Ray just like low bridged and like pulled the rope down, and Dom just goes over. So it's like, for the first time, Dom swung and missed. Yes, Ray didn't put his hands on his son, but he still did something that basically helped him avoid Dom, like, for the first time in, like, how long? Still got 3 weeks till Mania. It's like, will he finally just put his hands on him and just say, son, you better shove your punk when I teach you a lesson. I'm your father and give me some respect. But will Dom ever give his father respect? What will Dom do? Have to wait and see. Until next time. We have Adam Pearce seeing Charlotte Flair backstage. And Charlotte asked for a match tonight, with it being close to WrestleMania. He's like, okay, I'll find you an opponent. We had a decent tag match with Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders won because Braun Strowman went charging towards Eric, and you thought at first he was going to run into Valhalla, but instead Valhalla pulls Eric out of the way, and just from his momentum, Strowman just went running into the announce table and over it, and it led to a 747 splash from Ivar on Ricochet to get the victory. Cool. We got that happen there. Charlotte Flair came out during the commercial break. They had like this universe cam where they show off, the best dancers. Charlotte busted a little bit of a move in the center of the ring. She had a little bit of fun with the audience, so cool. Shotzi Blackheart answered the challenge. Match was okay, little sloppy. Rhea Ripley, though, did come out during the match, and Shotzi tried to take advantage with a small package, but it didn't work. Charlotte eventually won with the figure eight, and afterwards, Rhea Ripley gets in the ring, and Charlotte's like, what do you have to say? And then Rhea says, wipe the smug look off your face, because she sees all Charlotte's insecurities in her eyes. And at WrestleMania, she's going to take the one thing that makes Charlotte feel so important when she becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte's like, I've improved every single day of my life, and some love her for it and others don't, but it's fact. She wants it more, and she'll outwork anyone because she takes this business seriously, and Rhea will rip apart anyone that gets in her way except for her. And then the show ends with the Usos coming out. Jimmy hypes up the bloodline and how Jay is back. And of course the question though is why? And when Jay goes to talk, he gets visibly emotional. And he said he waits a long beat before asking us to switch roles and step into his shoes. And then he asks us, what would we do? Your family's car breaks down, you give them a ride. They get groceries, you feed them. Their power's going to shut off, you pay the bill. He did what he did because he had to. He didn't want to. Again, that key phrase there. He didn't want to, but he had no choice, and he never had a choice because Jimmy is his blood, his twin brother, his family, and neither is Sammy nor any of us. You want to blame him? You don't know what he goes through. We sit in the stands or in our living room and we don't know what he's going through. The only person he blames is Sammy. His brother was about to get clipped. What was he supposed to do? But again, realizing again, he didn't want to do what he did, but he did it because he had to. Now, there's a lot of people, there's some stuff online, and even other people are telling me that they think what's going to happen is even though Sammy and Kevin are probably going to fight for the tag titles at Mania, will the Usos at Mania turn on Roman? Because the idea here is they would lose the titles, Roman would berate them for doing so, and what if they just finally say, you know what, Sammy was right, and they left Roman in the dust, which leads to Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns. It's not a bad idea. But of course, we haven't gotten there yet. But anyways, Jay calls Sammy selfish and claims all he had to do was fall in line. But he didn't know anything about the business. His ass ain't blood, and it never will be. Now, Jimmy, though, says, now that we got rid of the Sami Zayn problem, Cody Rhodes is the only problem left. But then Cody's music hits, which is a nice surprise to me to see, and Cody comes out. He says he keeps hearing his name, and if you're going to talk about him, talk to him. They answer to Roman. Well, he doesn't. He answers to the fans, and it sounds like they don't want to hear them talk. They want to see them fight. And Jimmy tells him if he takes one more step, you ain't going to make it to WrestleMania. Cody, though, takes off the jacket and step forward. And as that's going on, Sami Zayn from the crowd dodges in and immediately goes after Jay. Cody gets in there to even the odds and brawls with Jimmy, and they basically just brawl off the Usos with Sammy and Cody standing tall. And that's how the show ended. Again, is this leading to like a tag match on Raw with Cody and Sammy versus the Usos or something? Or again, is this with Cody Rhodes kind of getting involved in a story of, you know, Sammy's looking for someone to work together with to take out the bloodline? Is, again, this going to be what helps them get them back together also? You never know, but that's how the show went off the air. There were two dark matches after the show. I stayed for one of them. I left before the second one. The first match was Gunther and Butch for the IC title, which was solid. I've seen, of course, do better, but it was a solid dark match. And then I didn't stay for this one, but they also had Bianca and Bayley for the Raw Women's title. I didn't stay for that. But I gave the show a beat. Like I said, there was some stuff on there like that didn't quite matter too much, like Ricochet, Braun Strowman, and Viking Raiders. Even Charlotte's match was a little bit pointless, but, you know, it was so involved, the storyline. Yeah, it was a little sloppy, but most of the stuff that was done on the show to prepare for Mania I thought was done pretty darn good. So I was happy for it. So I gave this show a B. It was a worthwhile show going to attend in person, and I did have a good time. Before we go off the air, let's check the live chat before we go anywhere. I think we were here. I did hear the rumor about Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back to having a run-in with LA Knight. I did hear that. Tyler did not want to go to SmackDown. He could see Charlotte, Ray, Sheamus, Drew live there. He could have. Wrestling 365. So I heard last night on that Vince McMahon for Dynamite was over on, said thank you for watching, and said thank you for watching All Elite Wrestling. I did not hear about that. What's that? If Batista gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, Triple H will probably induct him. It could be. Probably, I'm sure Batista would want to, because Triple H was the one who got his career started, basically. I have a bit of a creative. So at WrestleMania 39, you can do Dominic versus Rey, with Rey's career on the line. Or if not, then Rey Mysterio joins the Judgment Day. I mean, maybe at least, well, the career, I think the career on the line will probably be the best one. Tyler thinks to be a triple threat man for IC title. I think so. Because he's never been heel. He never has been. I don't think he's been in WWE, but I think before he was WWE, he was briefly a heel. I think I've heard. It doesn't seem like they're even doing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos at WrestleMania. I think they are. It's just going to take it for a bit for Kevin Owens to, be able to trust Sami. Where's Brian Cage? Because I know Cage's contract ends up in AEW. What if he comes in for a WrestleMania match and he faces Brock Lesnar? I'd rather see Brian Cage versus Brock Lesnar than Omos, but I don't think he'll be here in time for WrestleMania. But I do think once his contract is up, there's a pretty good chance, since AEW hasn't used him to his full potential, I do think there's a good chance he may come to WWE. I think so. Edge needs a new feud, yes. Under Vince McMahon, Vince always had Alexa on WWE. Under Triple H, you don't really see her on screen. She could jump to AEW. I know she'll jump to AEW, but she doesn't seem to be having as much influence under Triple H. What do you think is going to main event night 1 of WrestleMania 39? The tag title match, I think, should. Santiago Arzola says, hello, hi. You think Chad Gable needs a match at WrestleMania 39 because Triple H makes sure he's on every Raw since he took over creative? It would be nice, but I don't think Chad's going to have a match, unfortunately. And Tyler liked Charlotte's match last night. Very nice. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. It's 11:30. Got a couple other little things I want to do really quick before I go to bed. I'm going to try to at least. But yeah, so that's my live review of SmackDown. Gave the show a B. Had a great time when I went last night. And yeah, I do like how it slowly got some more, things set at the table for WrestleMania 39. So again, we got just a couple weeks left. We'll see what goes down. And again, I'm going to try to, get some more stuff out there. Again, I'm going to say this. I may do a short on this at some point also. But my goal for this year is 2,000 to get to 2,000 subscribers. About 180 left. So guys, my little subscribers, make sure to help out a friend here. And make sure to get this channel. Make sure to help advise people. You want to hear some wrestling content, wrestling news, like video games, like sitcoms, whatever it is? Make sure to help promote the channel of the Club of the Man 1993. Make sure you guys, of course, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below for this video about your thoughts on SmackDown. Be sure always to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. You may follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. You can also follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. And also, the one I've been very active on the most lately is my YouTube's Instagram page, which is also the Club of the Man 1993. Make sure to give that a follow as well. And yeah, I'm going to maybe do a couple more things before I go to bed tonight. And if not, again, I will definitely see you guys very soon for more content to come to the channel. So guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. And remember, as always, guys, for I am the man himself.